I think this place is actually a very important piece of history and memory to a lot of Singaporeans, especially sentimental for locals who were born in the 80s or earlier, as this was a very popular place for family outing at the era, very nostalgic to kids of that time frame. A brief history of Hau Pa Villa. It was first built in the 1930s by the Myanmar-born businessman Aw Boon Haw for his brother Aw Boon Pa, naturally hence the name Hau Pa Villa. But it was initially known as Tiger Balm Garden, which was named after the tiger balm ointment owned by the Aw family. And I believe this should be quite a familiar product to most people. At first glance, this may look like a religious place. There are quite a few Buddhism and Taoism statues around. But I think most importantly, it is preserving a piece of Chinese culture, literature or mythology, which in turn promoting East Asia virtues and values. Well, post-war after the Japanese occupation in Singapore, many members of the Aw family contributed to the repair and rebuilding of the park. And one of them is the son of Boon Pa, whom is a well-travelled individual, and I guess this may be the reason for these international additions. I have to admit that some of these statues and displays are rather bizarre. There are over 1,000 statues exhibiting within this cultural park. And if I'm not wrong, the size of the park should be around 85,000 square meters. There's a story behind every single display, and most of which are labeled and explained. these are free to all visitors, except for the Hell's Museum, and in their own words, you will need to buy ticket to hell. I do highly recommend joining the guided tour, especially if you are not from East Asia. A tour introducing the perspective of death and afterlife in our cultures.
She's a Teochew lady of about 82 years old when she passed on.
Now they literally treat the soul like a prisoner. They will bound and shackle you, and 7 days.
And understanding the graphics representations of sins and punishment.
So from cost to all the way to
Typically, one of the favorite things parents of the 70s did was telling their kids this is going to happen to them if they are naughty.
Orange ice cream or something else. We have fun here and we take a lot of pictures.